Vice President Kamala Harris is earning endorsements from prominent Republicans as she faces off against former President Donald Trump in the 2024 election. The Harris campaign has ramped up outreach to Republicans and conservatives dissatisfied with Trump, launching a Republicans for Harris initiative and enlisting high-profile Republicans, such as former Representative Adam Kinzinger, to address the Democratic National Convention. Harris also said in a CNN interview that she would appoint a Republican to her cabinet. Here are some of the famous Republicans who have thrown their support behind Harris and disavowed Trump. Former Representative Liz Cheney. Like Kinzinger, Liz Cheney voted to impeach Trump and served on the House January 6 committee investigating the attack on the Capitol. She shared that she would vote for Harris while speaking at an event at Duke University in September. And as a conservative, as someone who believes in and cares about the Constitution, I have thought deeply about this, she said. And because of the danger that Donald Trump poses, not only am I not voting for Donald Trump, but I am voting for Kamala Harris. Former Vice President Dick Cheney. Days after Liz Cheney announced her endorsement of Harris, her father, former Vice President Dick Cheney, followed suit. Dick Cheney served with President George W. Bush from 2001 to 2009 and endorsed Trump in 2016. In our nation's 248-year history, there has never been an individual who is a greater threat to our republic than Donald Trump, the former vice president said in a statement released in September. He tried to steal the last election using lies and violence to keep himself in power after the voters had rejected him. Anthony Scaramucci, Trump's former White House communications director, who was ousted after 10 days on the job, endorsed Harris in September and said that he was working to help her in an interview with SBS News. Jimmy McCain. Jimmy McCain is the youngest son of former Senator John McCain, whose military service Trump insulted by saying, "I like people who weren't captured." McCain told CNN's Jake Tapper in September that he registered as a Democrat after years as an independent and would vote for Harris. "I feel that Kamala Harris and Tim Walz embody a group of people that will help make this country better, that will take us forward. That's really what matters at the end of the day," he said. He also slammed Trump's August visit to Arlington National Cemetery, where he filmed a campaign video and clashed with a cemetery employee, as a violation. Stephanie Grisham. Stephanie Grisham served as Melania Trump's communications director and chief of staff, as well as Trump's White House press secretary. In her speech at the Democratic National Convention in August, Grisham said Trump has no empathy, no morals, and no fidelity to the truth. "I love my country more than my party," Grisham said. "Kamala Harris tells the truth. She respects the American people, and she has my vote." Former Representative Adam Kinzinger. Adam Kinzinger, a former House representative from Illinois, was one of the 10 Republicans who voted to impeach Trump after the January 6 insurrection. He also served on the congressional committee investigating the January 6 attack. "I know Kamala Harris shares my allegiance to the rule of law, the Constitution, and democracy," he said in his speech at the Democratic National Convention in August. Olivia Troy. Olivia Troy served as a national security advisor to former Vice President Mike Pence. She endorsed Harris in a speech at the Democratic National Convention. "To my fellow Republicans, you aren't voting for a Democrat. You're voting for democracy," Troy said of supporting Harris. "You aren't betraying our party. You're standing up for our country." Former Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan. Jeff Duncan served as the Lieutenant Governor of Georgia, where Trump attempted to overturn the results of the 2020 election. "Let me be clear to my Republican friends at home watching. If you vote for Kamala Harris in 2024, you're not a Democrat. You're a patriot," he said in his remarks at the Democratic National Convention. The Mayor John Giles. Mayor John Giles of Mesa, Arizona, declared his support for Harris in an op-ed published in the Arizona Republic in July, calling her the competent, just, and fair leader our country deserves. He also criticized Trump's unwillingness to accept his defeat in 2020 and his role in blocking a bipartisan border security bill for personal gain. At the Democratic National Convention, Giles said that he felt more at home here than in today's Republican Party. Former Representative Barbara Comstock. Former Representative Barbara Comstock of Virginia told CNN in August that she planned to vote for Harris. Comstock also shared that she did not vote for Trump in 2016 or 2020. "I mean, this is the most misogynist ticket we've ever had," she said of Trump and his running mate, J.D. Vance. "This is not something that my party should accept."
Ana Navarro.
Ana Navarro, a co-host of The View, compared Trump to communist dictators in Cuba, Nicaragua, and Venezuela, citing similarities such as attacks on the press and refusing to accept election results. "Donald Trump and his minions call Kamala a communist," she said at the DNC. "I know communism. I fled communism from Nicaragua when I was 8 years old. I don't take it lightly." Former Representative Joe Walsh. Former Illinois Congressman Joe Walsh supported Trump's campaign in 2016. In 2019, he apologized for helping put an unfit con man in the White House. Walsh challenged Trump in the 2020 Republican primary but dropped out after the Iowa caucus. He endorsed Harris in August and has campaigned for her in states such as New Hampshire and Arizona.